I still remember the smell of antiseptic in the hospital room when I first heard the words that broke me. She doesn't remember you. Dr. Harris said it like he was explaining the weather. Calm, distant, final. What do you mean she doesn't remember me? I asked. My voice sounded like it didn't belong to me. He adjusted his glasses. Memory loss can be selective. Trauma affects people differently. That's not an answer, I said. She remembers everything else, right? He hesitated. Yes. Then how does she forget me? I pushed. 3 years, just gone. Before he could answer, I turned toward her. Olivia Carter. She was sitting on the hospital bed, hands folded, eyes steady but empty. Not sad, not confused. Just blank. Liv, I said softly. Hey, it's me. She tilted her head slightly. I'm sorry, do I know you? I let out a small laugh. Okay, not funny. No one else laughed. I looked at her again. Olivia, stop. It's me, Ethan. Her expression didn't change. I don't think we've met, she said. Something inside my chest tightened. You're joking, right? No, she replied calmly. I stepped closer. You used to hate hospitals. You said the smell made you sick. You made me promise I'd never let you stay in one alone. She blinked. I don't remember saying that. I swallowed. We had coffee every Friday. Same place. You always ordered, sir. Dr. Harris interrupted gently. You need to give her space. I'm not a stranger, I snapped. I'm her boyfriend. Olivia looked at her parents. Mom? Helen Carter stepped forward quickly. Sweetheart, it's okay. You don't have to stress yourself. What's going on? I asked. Why are you talking like this? Richard Carter spoke next, his voice firm. Doctor already explained the situation. No, he didn't, I said. Because this doesn't make sense. A hand landed on my shoulder. Hey, calm down, Daniel said quietly. I turned to him. You believe this? He avoided my eyes. It's complicated. No, it's not, I said. She remembers you, right? Olivia nodded slowly. Yeah, Daniel, right? He forced a smile. Yeah, that's me. I laughed again, but it came out wrong. So she remembers you, but not me, no one answered. I looked back at Olivia. Say my name. She hesitated. I can't. Try, I insisted. I don't know it, she said. My chest felt hollow. Ethan, I whispered. My name is Ethan. She repeated it softly. Ethan, but it sounded like she was learning it for the first time. I shook my head. No, that's not how you say it. Tapininen. Ethan, like you were teasing me. I'm sorry, she said again. Stop saying sorry, like I'm a stranger, I snapped. Daniel tightened his grip on my shoulder. Ethan, relax. Don't tell me to relax, I said, pulling away. Something's wrong here. Of course something's wrong, Helen said. He just woke up from an accident. What accident? I asked. She slipped and hit her head, Richard replied. When? I asked. This morning, he said, and no one thought to call me, my voice. Silence. I looked at Daniel. You knew, he nodded slowly. Soon as I heard. And you didn't call me. You thought what? I cut him off. That it would be better if you heard it here, he said. That's not your decision, I said. So coldly, I turned back to Olivia. Thought she did. Do you feel anything? I asked. Anything at all, she hesitated. I feel like you're upset. That's it, I said. I'm sorry, she repeated. I let out a breath, long and shaky. To say that when you were lying, her brows furrowed. I don't understand. Yeah, I muttered. Neither do I. Dr. Harris stepped in again. You need to let her just. I'm not done, I said. You are, Richard said firmly. I looked at him to decide that. I'm her father, he replied, and I'm the man she loves. I shot back. Olivia flinched slightly. I don't remember loving you, she said quietly. That one line hit harder than anything else. I stepped back like I'd been pushed. Daniel moved closer again. Don't, I said. Just don't. I ran a hand through my hair. This isn't real. It is, Helen said softly. No, I shook my head. She wouldn't forget me. Not like this. Olivia looked down at her hands. I wish I could help you. I stared at her. You already did. She looked up. This what? You made me believe something was real, I said. I'm sorry, she whispered again. I laughed bitterly. Yeah, me too. The room felt smaller. Colder. I looked around at the doctor, her parents, Daniel. Everyone looked prepared. That's when it hit me, not just pain, something else, something deeper. This doesn't feel right, I said slowly. Daniel frowned. I mean, I looked at him, then at Olivia. Something's off. No, it's not, he said quickly. Yeah, I replied quietly. It is. Olivia shifted slightly. Leave? That hurt more than anything, I nodded slowly. Yeah, of course. I took a step back, then another. No one stopped me, not even her. As I reached the door, I paused. Olivia, I said without turning around. Yes, I would never forgotten you. She didn't reply. I walked out of the room, but the feeling stayed with me. Not just pain, not just. Something worse. Something wrong. I couldn't accept it, so my mind kept going back to when everything was perfect. I'm telling you, she smiled at you, Daniel said, nudging my shoulder. She smiles at everyone, I replied. No, he said, grinning. Not like that. I looked across the campus cafe. You're imagining things. I'm not, he insisted. Go talk to her. I don't even know her name, then asked. I hesitated. What if I mess it up? Daniel laughed. You will, that's the point. I shook my head. You're not helping. Just go, Ethan. I exhaled slowly and walked toward her. Hey, I said awkwardly. Is this seat taken? She looked up smiling. It is now. I blinked. That was smooth. I try, she said. You're Ethan, right? I frowned. How do you know that? You dropped your ID earlier, she said, holding it up. I laughed. So this is your master plan? Steal IDs and wait for guys to panic. Only the interesting ones, she replied. Then I'm honored, I said. I'm Olivia, she said, extending her hand. I know, I replied. She raised a brow. Oh, you're in my economics class, I said. You always sit by the window. She smiled wider. So you've noticed me too? Maybe, I admitted. Maybe, she echoed. That was how it started. Ethan, you're overthinking again, Olivia said one evening, leaning back on the couch. I'm not overthinking, I replied. Surmising. You're analyzing why I took 10 minutes to reply to your text. Exactly, she laughed, tossing a pillow at me. Please. She paused, then smiled, softly. Yeah, I do. Say it again, I said. No, come on. Nope, Olivia. I love you, she said quickly, covering my mouth. I grinned. Very. Good, she said. Now stop being weird. I'm not weird. You counted how many times I said, okay, in one conversation. It was 12. She stared at me. See? I shrugged. It mattered. Why? Because everything about you matters, I said. She went quiet for a moment. You're serious, aren't you? Always. She leaned closer. Something. Anything. Don't ever stop being like this, she said. Like what? Like you, she replied. I nodded. I won't. Good, she whispered. You two are disgustingly perfect, Emma said, walking into the room. Jealous? I asked. A little, she admitted, but mostly annoyed. Olivia laughed. It's not that great. Hey, I protested. Emma crossed her arms. So, when's the wedding? Emma, I groaned. What? She said. It's obvious. Olivia smiled shyly. We're not in a rush. You say that now, Emma replied. But give it a year, I looked at Olivia. A year? She met my eyes. Maybe less? Emma pointed at me. See? She's already planning it. I'm right here, Olivia said, laughing. And you're agreeing with me. Emma shot back. Okay, I said. Can we slow down? No, Emma said. There are no details, I insisted. Olivia leaned into me. Not yet, man. You're lucky, Daniel said later. That night, I know, I replied. No. Seriously, he added. Girls like her don't come around often. I'm not letting her go, I said. You better not, he said. I won't, I repeated. You say that like you're scared. I am, I admitted. Of what? Losing. Her, Daniel shook his head. This you won't. How do you know? Because she looks at you like you're her whole world, he said. I smiled. She is mine. Then relax, he replied. You've got this. Yeah, I said. The Ethan, Olivia called from across the room. Yeah? Come here. I walked over. What's up? She took my hand. Nothing. I just wanted you close. I'm not going anywhere, I said. Good, she whispered. I squeezed her hand. I mean it. I know, she said. Always, I added. She smiled. Thops always. I held on to that word like it meant something permanent, like it couldn't break, like it couldn't disappear. But now, standing in that hospital room earlier, hearing her say, "Who are you?" it felt like all those moments belonged to someone else, not me, not us. Just gone, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't understand how something that felt so real could mean nothing to her now, and that thought kept repeating in my head, over and over, like a question with no answer, or maybe one I wasn't. Something didn't sit right. Delective amnesia, doctor, flipping through a file like the answer was inside it. Delective how? I asked. She remembers her job, right? Yes. Her friends? Yes. I paused. She remembers Daniel. He nodded. Then why not me? I asked. He didn't answer right away. The brain doesn't always follow logic. That's a convenient, I muttered. It's not about convenience, he said. It feels like it, I replied. I stepped out into the hallway and saw Daniel leaning against the wall. Well, he asked. He says it's selective, I replied. Daniel nodded quickly. Makes sense. No, it doesn't, I said. It does, he insisted. Trauma can do that. Funny how it picked me, I said. He looked away. You're taking it personally. I am personal. Snapped. I'm her boyfriend. Were, he corrected softly. I stared at him. What did you just say? I mean, from her perspective, he said quickly. Right, I said slowly, from her perspective. I walked past him. I'm going back in. Maybe give her space, he said. I've given enough, I replied. When I entered the room, Olivia was scrolling through her phone. You remember your password, I said. She looked up. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? No reason, I replied. Just checking what else you remember, she frowned slightly. Sister, are you testing me? I'm trying to understand, I said. There's nothing to understand, she replied. I just don't remember you. That's the problem, I said. She looked uncomfortable. You're making this harder. I'm making it harder, I repeated. Yes, she said. You keep pushing. I'm pushing because none of this makes sense, I replied. It doesn't have to make sense, she said. Helen stepped in. Ethan, please. She needs calm, not pressure. I'm not pressuring her, I said. I'm asking questions, and she's answered them, Richard added. No, she hasn't, I said. What real ones? He asked. Like why she remembers everyone except me, I said. Silence filled the room again. Olivia looked down. I can't control that. I studied her face. You won't even look at me. She lifted her eyes for a second, then looked away again. I am looking. No, you're not, I said quietly. Ethan, Daniel warned from behind me. I turned slightly. Let it go, he said. I can't, I replied. You have to, he insisted. Why, I asked. Because this isn't helping anyone, he said. Or because there's something you don't want me to see. I shot back. He stiffened. Supposed to mean. It means you're acting weird, I said. I'm trying to keep things calm, he replied. You're trying too hard, I said. Guys, stop, Olivia said softly. I looked at her again. Tell me one thing. What? Do you feel anything when you see me? I asked. She hesitated. I feel pressure. That's it, I said. Yes, she replied. No familiarity? No memory? She shook her head. Nothing. I nodded slowly. Okay, I stepped back. Stop. Good. Richard said. But I'm not stupid, I added. No one spoke. I walked toward the door, then paused. I'll figure this, I said. There's nothing to figure out, Helen replied. We'll see, I said, stepped outside, but I didn't leave. I stood near the corner, out of sight. Minutes passed. Then I heard her voice, soft. Still believes it. My heart stopped. I leaned closer to the wall. I told you he would, she continued. A second voice answered, too low to hear clearly. But what if he finds out, she whispered. I clenched my fists. He won't, she said after a pause. Something inside me cracked. I stepped back slowly, my mind racing. This wasn't confusion. This wasn't memory loss. This was something else. Something planned. Later that evening, I found Daniel outside the hospital. We need to talk, I said. He looked at me cautiously. About what? About the truth, I replied. There is no hidden truth, he said. I stepped closer. I heard her. His expression changed for a split second. Heard what? He asked. She said, I still believe it. I said. He forced a laugh. You probably misunderstood. I didn't, I said. You're stressed, he replied, hearing ting things. I know what I heard, I said, and I'm telling you, try overthinking. He insisted. I stared at him. No, I said quietly. What? For the first time in my life, I'm not overthinking, I said. He didn't respond. I'm finally seeing something clearly, I continued. Seeing what Takis, he asked. I held his gaze. That something is very wrong, I said. He swallowed but said nothing, and that silence told me more than any answer ever could. I stepped back. This isn't over, I said. It should be, he replied. It won't be, I said, because now I wasn't confused anymore. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't blind. I was watching, and whatever they were hiding, it was starting to show. I wish I had been wrong to do. But the truth doesn't care about what we wish for. I stood outside Olivia's house, staring at the door. You shouldn't be here, I muttered to myself. Then leave, I answered under my breath, but I didn't move. I just need to hear it, I said quietly. Sir. My hand lifted, then dropped. This is crazy, I whispered. Still, stepped closer. The door wasn't fully closed. I pushed it slightly, and then I heard it laughter. Her laughter, the same one I fell in love with, not confused, not broken, normal, alive. My chest tightened. No. I breathed. I stepped inside slowly. You think he suspects anything? Daniel's voice said. I froze. There was a pause, then Olivia spoke. He's too emotional, she said casually. He'll believe anything if it means I'm still his. Something inside me collapsed. Daniel chuckled. That's cold. It's necessary, she replied. Still, he said. 3 years, Olivia. I know, she said, sounding annoyed. That's why this is the only way. You could just broken up with him, Daniel said, and deal with his drama. She shot back. So faking amnesia was easier? He asked. Yes, she said, simply. I felt my hands shaking. You don't feel bad? Daniel asked. There was a small pause, then she sighed. I did. At first. At first, he repeated. But I got over it, she said. My breathing turned uneven. And what if he finds out? Daniel asked. He won't, she said. Step forward. Yeah, I said quietly. I did. Silence. Both of them turned. Olivia's eyes met mine. No confusion. No emptiness. Just guilt. Daniel threatened. Ethan, don't. I looked at Olivia. Say again. She didn't move. Say it, I repeated. Ethan? She started. No, I said. Not my name, the truth. She swallowed. Supposed to hear that. I laughed softly. That's your concern? Daniel stepped in. Look, man. Move, I said. He hesitated. Ethan. I said move, I repeated. He stepped aside. 3 years, reduced to this moment. You remember me, I said. She didn't answer. Say it. I pushed. She looked down. Yes, my chest felt hollow. So all of this was fake. She stayed silent. Answer me, I said. Yes, she whispered. I nodded slowly. Okay, that doesn't mean everything was fake, she added quickly. I looked at her. Which part was real? She hesitated. Some of it. I let out a broken laugh. Some? Yes, she said. I did care about you. Did, I repeated. She closed her eyes. Ethan, listen. No, I said. Listen, she went quiet. You looked at me in that hospital bed, I said, my voice shaking, and asked who I was. I didn't want to hurt you, she said, so you erased me. I shot back. It was easier, she said. For who? I asked. She didn't answer. For you, I said. Or for him. Daniel shifted uncomfortably. It's not like that, she said. Then what is it like? I just needed space, she said. So you ran to him. I pointed at Daniel. It wasn't planned, she replied. I laughed again. You literally planned this. That's not what I meant, she said. Then explain it, I challenged. She looked frustrated. Understand. Try me, I said. You were too much, she said, finally. Too much, I repeated. Yes, she said. Too emotional. Too intense. I nodded slowly. So loving you was a problem. No, she said. The way you loved me was. I stared at her. And he's better, I asked. She didn't answer. That's a yes, I said. Daniel stepped forward. This isn't helping. Helping who? I asked. No one, he said. I replied. I looked back at Olivia. You could've just told me. I tried, she said, when I asked. She stayed silent. Yeah, I said, that's what I thought. I didn't want to deal with a scene, she said. So you created a bigger one, I replied. I didn't expect it to go this far, she said. I smiled faintly. That's the thing about lies. She looked at me, eyes softer now. Ethan? No, I said quietly. What? She asked. Don't say my name like that, I replied. Like what? Like you still get to, I said. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I stepped back. You made me question my own reality, I said. Sasan and sust, she whispered. That doesn't fix it, I said. I know, she said. Do you? I asked. She nodded slowly. I looked at Daniel. And you? He sighed. I didn't want it to happen like this. But it did, I said. He didn't argue. Were you ever going to tell me? I asked. No, he admitted. I let out a breath. At least you're honest now. I didn't think you'd get hurt this bad, he said. I stared at him. You really believe that? He looked away. 3 years, I said. And you thought I wouldn't feel anything? He stayed silent. I shook my head. I don't even recognize you, I said. People change, he replied. No, I said. They reveal themselves. I turned back to Olivia one last time. This, I said, gesturing between us, is who you really are. Tears filled her eyes. That's not fair, was it? I said. I took another step back. I think the worst part isn't that you lied, I said. Then what is it? She asked. I met her eyes. It's that I believed you, I said. Silence filled the room. No excuses left. No illusions. Just truth. And it destroyed everything. I turned and walked toward the door. Ethan, she called. I stopped for a second. But I didn't turn around, because she never forgot me. She chose to erase me. Say something, Daniel muttered. I looked at him, but no words came out. I wasn't angry. I wasn't shouting. He wasn't even shaking anymore. Was it all fake? I asked quietly. Olivia sighed like I was the problem. Ethan, I didn't soft broken. Lalo, so you pretend I never existed? She looked away. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? I asked. It was complicated, she said. No, I replied. It wasn't. Daniel stepped in. Look, man, I said. He froze. I don't need explanations, I continued. I needed the truth. You have it now, he said. Yeah, I replied. I do. I looked around the room one last times. This is who you are, I said quietly. Olivia's eyes filled with tears. That's not fair. Neither was lying to me. For weeks, I said. I didn't know how to end it, she whispered. You didn't, I said. You avoided it. She stepped closer, scared. Of what? I asked. Of hurting you, she said. I nodded slowly. You should been. She flinched. Daniel crossed his arms. Dragging this won't change anything. I know, I said. That's why I'm done. Olivia's voice broke. Done? Yes, I said. You're just going to walk away, she asked. I looked at her. You already did. That's not the same, she said. It is to me, I replied. She shook her head. Ethan, please. Don't. I cut her off. She stopped. Don't ask me to stay, I said. I lost that right. Silence filled the room. No one argued. No one tried to stop me. That told me everything I needed to know. I turned and walked toward the door. Rue didn't. Ethan, Olivia called softly. I paused for a second, but I didn't turn back. Take care, I said, and walked out. The night air felt colder than usual. I stood outside for a moment, staring at nothing. Then I pulled out my phone. First, Olivia Barik D. Then Daniel Barik D. I scrolled through my contacts, photos, memoirs. 3 years of memories gone in seconds. Good, I whispered. It should be gone. But it wasn't, not inside my head. I clenched my jaw and kept going. Social media. Everything connected to her. Gone. When I was done, my phone felt lighter. Or maybe I did. I didn't go home. I couldn't. Instead, I drove aimlessly until I ended up outside my apartment. I walked in, looked around, and felt nothing. This place means nothing now, I muttered. The next morning, stop, I'm quitting, I said. What? Personal reasons, I replied. This is sudden, Ethan. I know, I said. I'm sorry. Are you sure about this? Yes, he sighed. Take care. You too, I said, and hung up. Next, I packed clothes, documents, the essentials. Stank else stayed behind. Memories didn't deserve luggage. My phone rang. Emma, I stared at the screen for a second before answering. Hey, I said. Ethan, what's going on? She asked. You sound off. I'm leaving, I said. What? She said. Leaving where? Another city, I replied. Why? I hesitated. Because I need to. Did something happen with Livia? She asked. I stayed silent. Ethan, she said softly. Talk to me. It's over, I said. What do you mean over? She asked. I mean it's done, I replied. There was a pause. Did she break up with you? Emma asked. I let out a dry laugh. Something like that. Tell me what happened, she said. I can't, I replied. Why not? She asked. Because if I say it out loud, it becomes real, I said. It already is real, she said gently. I closed my eyes. I know. Then don't run, she said. I'm not running, I replied. It sounds like you are, she said. I'm leaving, I corrected. So there isn't, she said. There, as I insisted. Running is fear. This is a choice. To do what? She asked. To start over, I said. She was quiet for a moment. Are you coming back? She asked. I don't know, I replied. Ethan? Her voice cracked. This isn't like you, I know, I said. That's the point, she sniffed. I don't like this. You don't have to, I said. Need what? She asked. To disappear, I said. She started crying. Don't say that. I'm not disappearing forever, I said. Just from here. From everyone, she asked. No, I said softly. Just from who I used to be. She took a shaky breath. You'll be okay. I will be, I said. Promise, she repeated. I promise, I said. There was a long silence. I love you, she whispered. I love you too, I replied. I hung up and looked around the empty apartment. This version of me ends tonight, I said quietly. And for the first time, Abby meant it, not because I was broken, but because I refused to stay where I was no longer respected. So I left, not loudly, not dramatically. Just gone. Starting over wasn't inspiring. It was painful, lonely. Name the man behind the counter. Asked. Ethan, I replied. Experience, he asked without looking up. Some, I said. He glanced at me. Some doesn't help me. I learn fast, I added. He studied me for a moment. I haven't, I said. He nodded slightly. Figures. So do I have the job? I asked. He leaned back. You desperate? Yes, I answered honestly. Good, he said. Desperate people work harder. I gave a small nod. When do I start? Now, he said, standing up. Read, Ethan Walker, I replied. I know, he said. You just told me. I almost smiled. Follow me, Marcus said. As we walked through the warehouse, he spoke again. You from around here? No, I replied. Running from something, he asked. I didn't answer. He glanced at me. That a yes, I didn't say anything, I replied. You didn't need to, he said. I looked ahead. Needed a change. People don't move cities for change, he said. They move to escape. Maybe, I said. He stopped walking. Look, I don't care why you're here. Just do your job. I will, I said. Good, he replied. Because I don't babysit. I'm not a kid, I said. Then don't act like one, he shot back. I nodded. Stood. The days blurred together after that. Work, sleep, repeat. No calls, no messages. No past. Clock out. Marcus said one evening, wiped my hands. Already you've been here 10 hours, he replied. Didn't notice. I said, that's not a good thing, he said. It keeps me busy, I replied. He crossed his arms. Busy isn't the same as better. I didn't say it was, I said. He studied me again. No, I replied. Family, he asked. In another city, I said. You talk to them sometimes. He nodded. You should do that more. Why? I asked. Because isolation makes people stupid, he said. I let out a quiet breath. Noted. Go home, he said. You look like a ghost. I feel like one, I muttered. What was that? He asked. Nothing, I said. Yeah, he replied. That's the problem. I didn't respond. Weeks passed, then months. Again, the trainer said. I just did 10 reps, I replied. And you'll do 10 more, he said. I grabbed the weights again. You're enjoying this. Not really, he said, but you need it. I pushed through another set. Why do you care? Because you show up every day like you're trying to punish yourself, he said. I dropped the weights. Maybe I am. That's not how this works, he replied. Then how does it work? I asked. You build, not destroy, he said. I wiped my face. Feels the same. It's non. I nodded slight. Ondin, chatties, smike and ten. I snu, yade. Show. He sat down. Astia, you come here invited, they're waiting. You come here a lot. I seen you here almost every night. I shrugged. It's quiet. You like quiet, she asked. I prefer it, I said. She studied me. You don't talk much. Not really, replied. Interesting, she said. What is, I asked. You look like someone who has a lot to say, she replied. I don't, I said. She smiled slightly. That's not true. I leaned back. And you know that how? Because people who are actually empty don't sit like you do, she said. And how do I sit? I asked. Like you're holding something in, she replied. I looked at her. You analyze strangers often? Only the obvious ones, she said. I almost smirked. And what's your conclusion? You're not healed, she said calmly. I held her gaze. That's direct. You prefer lies, she asked. No, I said. Good, she replied. Then here's another one. I'm listening, I said. You're not healing, she continued. You're distracting yourself. I exhaled slowly. That so? Yes, she said. Work, gym, silence. It's all avoidance. And what would you suggest? I asked. Actually facing it, she said. I shook my head. Not interested. Of course not, she said. That would hurt. I looked away. I've had enough of that. She leaned forward slightly. Pain doesn't disappear just because you ignore it. I'm not ignoring it, I said. Then what are you doing? She asked. I paused. Surviving. She nodded slowly. That's a start. Not a great one, I added. No, she agreed, but it's something. I looked back at her. You always this honest? Yes, she said. It saves time. I let out a small breath. Fair. I'm Sophia, she said. Ethan, I replied. I know, she said. I raised a brow. How? You told the barista, she said. Right, I muttered. She smiled faintly. You'll get there. Get where better? She said. I shook my head. We'll see. She stood up. Same time tomorrow, maybe, I said. I'll take that as a yes, she replied, walking away. I watched her leave, then looked down at my coffee. You're not healed, I repeated quietly. She wasn't wrong, but for the first time, AP wasn't breaking anymore. I was changing. I didn't go looking for revenge. I didn't need to. Life has its own way of balancing things. My phone rang while I was at work. Marcus glanced at me. You gonna answer that? I checked the screen. Then answer it, he said. I stepped outside. Hey, Ethan. Emma's voice came through tense. Are you busy? Not really, I said. What's wrong? There was a pause. It's Olivia. I went quiet. Say something, Emma said. I'm listening. She's okay, she said. I leaned against the wall. What does that have to do with me? She keeps asking about you, Emma continued. I exhaled slowly. Emma, just listen. She cut me off. Daniel cheated on her. My eyes closed for a moment, not out of joy, not even satisfaction, something colder. When? I asked. A few weeks ago, she said. She found out. To myself, I see. You don't sound surprised, Emma said. I'm not, I replied. She's a mess, Emma added. Crying, not eating, barely sleeping, I stayed silent. She went to your old apartment. Emma said. I tightened my grip on the phone. It's not mine anymore. I know, she said, but she didn't. I let out a quiet breath. She kept knocking. Emma said. The new tenant had told her you moved. I didn't respond. She asked everyone about you, Emma continued. Your co-workers, your friends. Even Daniel. That's ironic. I muttered. Ethan. Emma said softly. Why? I asked. Because she regrets it, she said. I shook my head even though she couldn't see me. Regret doesn't change anything. I know, Emma said. But she doesn't. That's not my problem, I replied. She keeps saying your name, Emma added. I stayed quiet. She went to that coffee place you used to go to, Emma said. Sat there for hours. I swallowed. And she kept asking the staff if they'd seen you, Emma said. They haven't, I replied. No, Emma said. They haven't. I looked down at the ground. Good, good, Emma repeated. Yes, I said. She's hurting, replied. I know, she said quietly. She's made her choice. I added. And now, slow, she's facing it. It works. She doesn't understand why you disappeared, Emma said. I'd left to her, it's the same, Emma said. It's not, I said. Disappearing is confusion. Leaving is a decision, Emma sighed. You sound different. I am, I replied. There was a pause. She asked me about you, Emma said. I asked that. I don't know where you are, she replied. Good, I said. She cried, Emma added. I closed my eyes again. Still nothing, no anger, no pity, just distance. Ethan, Emma said, do you feel anything? I thought for a moment. I feel done. That's it, she asked. She said she made a mistake, Emma continued. She did. I replied, she wants to fix it. Emma said, she can't, I answered. Emma went quiet. I'm not going back, I added. I didn't ask you to, she said. Good, I replied. But I needed to tell you, she said. I get it, I said. She's losing everything, Emma said. I leaned my head back against the wall. That's what happens, Ethan. I'm not happy about it, I said. But I'm not sad either. What are you then? She asked. Free, I replied. There was silence on the line. I miss you, Emma said softly. Miss you too, I replied. Come visit sometime? She said. Maybe. I said, don't disappear for sushi, Siad. I promise, I replied. We stayed quiet for a moment. Take care of yourself, Why, you too, I replied. I hung up and stared at my phone. No missed calls, no messages, nothing from her. And that's how I wanted it later that night. I sat alone again. Sophia walked in and sat across from me. You look lighter, she said. I am, I replied. What changed? Nothing, I said. And everything. I shook my head. Not needed, she studied me. You stopped chasing something. Yeah, I said. And, she asked. I realized it wasn't worth catching, I replied. She smiled faintly. That's progressed. I guess, I said. You don't sound convinced, she noted. I don't need to be, I replied. She leaned back. Fair. I looked at my coffee. Some things fix themselves. Or break completely, she said. Same result, I replied. She nodded slowly. And how do you feel about that? I thought for a second. For the first time, I said quietly. I'm not the one losing. She didn't respond. But she understood, and somewhere, miles away, Olivia kept asking the same question. Where is he? But I was gone, completely gone, and for the first time, she was the one being ignored. Months passed before I came back business trip. Marcus asked as I packed a small bag. Yeah, I said. You look ready, he added. I am, I replied. You sure it's just business, he asked. I met his eyes. He nodded slowly. Then handle it and come back. I will, I said. Sophia caught me before I left. She crossed her arms. And if you see her? I won't, I said. And if you do, she pressed. I paused. Then it won't matter, she studied me. You believe that? Yes, I said. She nodded once. Good. The city felt familiar, but distant, like a place I used to belong to. Ethan? A voice called behind me. I froze for half a second. Then I turned. Olivia stood there. She looked different, tired, broken. Ethan. Her voice shook. I stayed calm. Olivia. She took a step closer. I know, I said. Her brows furrowed. You know? Emma told me, I replied. She swallowed. Then why didn't you reach out? I looked at her. Because I didn't want to. That hit her. I remember everything, she whispered. I nodded slightly. I figured. Tears filled her eyes. The accident. It wasn't real, I said. She looked confused. You do? I heard you that night, I replied. Her lips parted. Then you knew. All this time? Yes, said. She took another step forward. Then why didn't you confront me again? I did, I said. Once was enough. Her voice broke. Ethan, I made a mistake. I shook my head. No, you made a choice. It was a wrong choice, she insisted. Still a choice, I replied. She wiped her tears. I thought I wanted something else, I asked. I was wrong, she said. I held her gaze. That's not my problem. She flinched. How can you say that? Because it's true, I said. I lost everything, she said. I nodded. That tends to happen, Daniel. Cheated on me. I heard, I replied. And you don't care? She asked. I paused. No. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me. You're different, she said. I am, I replied. What happened to you? She asked. I shrugged slightly. I stopped waiting for people to choose me. Her voice trembled. I'm choosing you now. I let out a quiet breath. You don't get to do that. Why not? She asked. Because I'm not an option, I said. I never meant to hurt you, she said. You did, I replied. I know, she whispered. Good, I said. She stepped closer again. Can we at least talk? We are talking, I said. I mean, really talk, she clarified. I shook my head. There's nothing to say. There is, she explained. You already did, I replied. That wasn't everything, she said. It was enough, I said. She grabbed my arm lightly. Please. I looked down at her hand, then back at her face. I used to beg for your attention, I said quietly. She let go. And now? She asked. Now I don't need it, I replied. Her tears fell faster. I miss you. I stayed silent. Say something, she begged. I looked at her, calm. That's funny, I said, because I don't feel anything anymore. She shook her head. That's not true. It is, I replied. You loved me, she said. I did, I agreed. And you just stopped, she asked. No, I said. You ended it. I didn't mean to, I repeated. She covered her face. I don't know how to fix this. You can't, I said. She looked up. There has to be a way. There isn't, I replied. Why? She asked. Because I'm not the same person you left, I said. Her voice broke again. Then who are you? I held her gaze. Someone who learned. I said. Silence stretched between cars passed, people moved, but in that moment it was just us, or what was left of us. I wish I could go back, she said. You can't, I replied. I'd choose you this time, she added. I shook my head slowly. That moment isn't coming back, I said. She stepped back, like the truth finally hit her. This isn't revenge, is it? She asked. No, I said. Then what is it? She whispered. I looked at her one last time. It's reality, I said, and for the first time, she had no way to escape it. I need you to understand, Olivia said, her voice shaking. I am listening, I replied. She stepped closer. I thought I wanted something else, but I was wrong. I stayed quiet. Ethan, please, she added. I say something. I looked at her, but I didn't feel anything. Not anger, not pain, just distance. That's it, she asked. He nodded slightly. That's it. Her eyes widened. You're just going to stand there? I am standing, I said. That's not what I mean, she snapped. You used to talk. You used to fight for me. I did, I replied. Then fight now, she said. I shook my head. There's nothing left to fight for. Her voice broke. I made a mistake. I know, I said calmly. That's it? I know, she repeated. I exhaled slowly. What do you want me to say? That you still care, she said quickly. I looked at her. Why would I? She flinched. You loved me, she said. I did, I agreed. So, where did it go? She asked. I paused. You ended it. I didn't mean to, she whispered. But you did, I replied. She shook her head. I was confused, I said. That's not fair, she said. Neither was pretending I didn't exist, I replied. Tears filled her eyes again. I can fix this. No, I said. There has to be a way, she insisted. There isn't, I repeated. Ethan, please, she said again. Don't shut me out. I looked at her quietly. I didn't shut you out, I said. You already left. Her lips trembled. I didn't think you'd actually disappear. I didn't disappear, I corrected. I walked away. That's the same thing, she said. No, I replied. It's not. She grabbed her chest like she couldn't breathe. Say something, anything. I stayed silent for a moment. Longer. Then I spoke. I already did, I said. When? She asked quickly. When I left. I repeated. She shook her head. It was for me, I said. Her voice cracked. You're really done with me. I nodded once. Yes, that word hit her harder than anything else. No, she whispered. She stepped back slowly. You're not even angry. I met her eyes. No, that's worse, she said. I didn't respond. She turned slightly, looking around like she expected someone to fix this. She said again, Please don't do this. I'm not doing anything, I replied. This already happened. She wiped her face. I thought you'd at least hate me. I shook my head. I don't. That's impossible, she said. It's not, I replied. Her voice dropped. Then what am I to you now? I paused. Nothing dramatic, no pain, no attachment, just truth. Someone I used to know, I said. She froze. That's it, she whispered. I nodded. That's it. Her hands trembled. After everything, I confirmed. She looked like she wanted to say more, but nothing came out. Silence stretched between us again. And in that silence, I heard something else, not her voice, not my past. Sophia's words, You're not healed until you stop needing closure. I exhaled slowly and I realized something. I didn't need closure. I didn't need answers. I didn't need revenge. I didn't even need her apology. I just needed distance, and I already had it. Olivia wiped her tears again. I don't know how to live with this. I nodded slightly. You will, that's it, she asked. That's life, I replied. She looked at me like she was waiting for me to break, but I didn't, because I wasn't broken anymore. I was finished. She stepped back one last time, and for the first time it didn't follow. I didn't think it would end like this, Olivia said softly. I looked at her one last time. It already ended. Her eyes were still wet. So that's it? No more us? There was no us left, I replied. She stepped forward lightly. Ethan, please. I shook my head. Don't. Her voice broke. I made a mistake. I know, I said. I can fix it, she added, quickly. No, I replied calmly. She froze. You're really leaving me here. I already left, I said. That hit her harder than anything else. Daniel stood a few steps behind, silent now. Say something, Olivia whispered to him. He didn't answer. That silence told me everything I needed to know about him, too. I turned away. Ethan, she called softly. I stopped but didn't look back. I love you, she said. I closed my eyes for a second, but I didn't turn around because I didn't feel pulled anymore. I didn't feel anything at all. I know, I said quietly, and I walked away, not fast, not slow, steady behind me. I heard her break down, but it didn't reach me anymore. Months of pain, reduced to distance. I stepped outside the building and breathed in the cold air. For the first time, it didn't feel heavy, it felt clean. You good? A voice asked. I turned. Sophia stood there. I nodded slightly. Yeah, she studied me. You don't look like someone who just ended something big. That's because I didn't end it today, I said. It ended a long time ago. She gave a small nod. Fair. I looked back once at the building. No anger, no regret, just silence. You want to sit? She asked. Yeah, I said. We walked together down the street. So, what now? She asked. I thought for a moment. Now I stopped looking back, I said. She smiled faintly. That's simple. It has to be, I replied. We sat on a bench nearby. The city moved around us like nothing had changed, but everything had. You okay? She asked again. I nodded. Yeah, I am. She raised a brow. That sounded real this time. It is, I said. And I realized something in that moment. For so long, I was holding on to someone who had already let go of me. I kept thinking, I lost her, but I didn't. Lost myself trying to keep her. And now, I was getting him back. Lost me the moment she pretended I didn't exist, I said quietly. Sophia didn't interrupt. And I found myself. I continued, the moment I chose to disappear. She looked at me. Sounds like a fair trade. I almost smiled. Yeah, the wind passed through the street, light quit. I leaned back slightly in questions. No more waiting, no more her, just me, and for the first time in a long time, that was enough. She forgot me once as a lie, so I made sure she remembered me forever as the man she could never get back.